One thing about me, I will not make videos to appease people. I will not go with the popular consensus. I will not go against my own thoughts. I will not try to build bridges. I will not make videos to make money that, like I said, go against what I truly believe. So my channel may stay small, it may grow, but it's irrelevant to me because I can only be 100 and truthful to how I really think. Now, the reason why I'm making this Teofimo Lopez video right here is not because I just put up a Kambosos video of Lee Shelby. It's not because I put up a video saying that I believe Kambosos could beat Teo. That's not why I'm doing this. This is not to bash on Teo. Teo did an impressive feat. He defeated the pound for pound, who some had, the pound for pound king in Lomachenko. The guy who was the quickest to win 3 belts in 3 different weight classes. He stopped that man's reign. He stopped his run. So, you got to give credit what credit is due. However, this is not about his accomplishments. This is not taking away from how good of a fighter he was to rise to the occasion to beat Lomachenko. This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with the BS from the WBC. Now, as you can see in this picture, Teofimo Lopez has 2 WBC titles. However, that is an impossibility. This is very easy to understand. And it is very easy to see the corruption. It's very easy to see it. All you have to do is ask yourself one question. Really 2. Question number 1. Did Lomachenko vacate his WBC title? If the answer is yes, then Teofimo Lopez cannot win the WBC regular belt by defeating Lomachenko because it has been vacated. Now, how does he get that belt? He has to fight for it. So that segues into question 2. Did Teofimo Lopez fight Lomachenko for the vacated WBC title? No, that's redundant. That doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Because you can't fight a guy for what he had when he gave it up. He no longer has it, therefore you cannot fight for it. So therefore, if somebody can point me in the direction of when Teofimo Lopez fought for the vacated WBC regular title, and if you can prove that he did, then we have a discussion to be had. It does not matter what the WBC awarded him after he won franchise, because the fact of the matter still remains. You can't change history and you can't change facts. The fact is, he never fought for the belt. The fact is, Lomachenko gave up the belt before they fought. Therefore, going into the match, the belt was not around Lomachenko's waist. It cannot be won in a fight where he did not have it to be won. Period. There's no getting around that. Now, this is coming to a point. Here we are. Tyson Fury has been playing around with possibly retiring, does what he wants to do, fight who he wants to fight, and there's been rumors that he may get elevated to franchise, vacate the title so he doesn't have to fight Dillian Whyte. If that happens, then I do not care if Fury fights AJ or Usyk. The bottom line is, that's not for Undisputed. See, Tyson Fury gives up the right to fight for Undisputed when he vacates and dodges his mandatory in Dillian Whyte, if he does. He already showed that he has an unwillingness to defend his title against a threat. Therefore, because he drops the belt, Tyson Fury would not be the regular WBC title holder. He would have this make-believe fantasy belt that gets fighters out of tough fights, so the WBC can cash in on the biggest fights and win the franchise. And then it's irrelevant who wins, because at the end of the day, people are not going to like to hear this, but if Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte fight for that WBC title, and I agree with that setup, it should be Deontay Wilder and it should be Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is the interim champion. He's number 1 in line. He's the mandatory. Falling back from that, the last reigning champion outside of Tyson Fury was Deontay Wilder. If Tyson Fury does not want to do what a champion needs to do, then he is not qualified to hold the belt. So you had to fall back to who was qualified before him, Deontay Wilder. Therefore, I like that fight, Deontay Wilder versus Dillian Whyte. And I'm going to say this, and people are going to disagree, especially on my channel. If Deontay Wilder fights Dillian Whyte for that WBC title, and he beats Dillian Whyte and wins that WBC title, guess what? Deontay Wilder is the real WBC champion. I don't care what happens between Fury, Usyk, and AJ. Whoever wins out of that fight. It's irrelevant. It does not matter because Deontay Wilder has that real belt. And the only way for Undisputed to happen is for the winner out of Tyson Fury / AJ or Usyk to fight Deontay Wilder if he gets that normal title, because the champion doesn't want to be a champion and vacates. It's a shitty situation. I know it sucks, but it is what it is. And if Deontay Wilder, as I just stated, beats Dillian Whyte, then I myself personally, my channel will see him as the real WBC champion until somebody can beat him and take that strap. I will not recognize Anthony Joshua as undisputed if he beats Usyk and Fury. I will not recognize Usyk as undisputed champion if he can beat AJ and Fury. I will not recognize Fury as the undisputed champion if he can beat Usyk or AJ, whomever he fights. I won't do it. Just like I don't do it with Teofimo Lopez. I keep it the same across the board. I do not deviate, and I am not trying to build bridges, and I am not trying to become friends with fighters who I may have to do negative stuff about. Or I don't want to say discredit, because you can't discredit Teo. What Teo did was good. But I have to tell the truth, and I have to say it for what it is, and he's not undisputed, period. He lost that right because of Lomachenko vacating his title. End of story. Just like I just said with the Deontay Wilder, Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury saga that's going on right now. If it plays out like I just said, I'm sorry. They're not undisputed till they beat whoever holds that real title. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Again, that's just how I see it.